I'm Cat Navarro with IdeateTV, and I'm here with Tanzila Ahmed, and she's a voter, organizer, writer, amongst many other things. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
Can you tell me a little bit about the work you do in engaging voters in the Los Angeles area?
Sure. I work for an organization called Asian Americans Advancing Justice Los Angeles, and we get out the vote for Asian American voters and Pacific Islander voters. So this past November, we actually got out the vote in 17 different languages. We were doing work in the Chinese, Korean, Vietnamese that are a little bit more mainstream, but we were also doing calls in Arabic and Burmese and Samoan and Tongan. So we're really trying to reach out to all these voters that are usually ignored in the voting process. And the way we do that is we call people in their languages, and we use volunteers from the community who are from the community, a part of the community, and they also want to get people out to vote. So it's been an amazing process.
And you're also a writer. Can you talk about some of the things that you've written and that you're working on now?
Yeah, so I kind of write at the intersections of being South Asian and Muslim. So through that, I used to write on a blog called Sepia Mutiny. I've done a lot of writing on the garment workers in Bangladesh after the plaza collapsed. So I do a lot of writing on that. I have a music blog called Mishti Music. I'm in a book called Love Inshallah. And I have a column called Radical Love.
How did you start this work and how did you become a writer?
Oh, that's a very good question. I think I started becoming a writer mainly because I was an activist first. So I'd go out and do things in the community, but then I also felt like I had to get publicity and do PR for the work that I was doing. So by default, I was telling stories that were going on. And I was just drawn to narratives about being South Asian and about being Muslim. And back in the mid-2000s, there weren't many places to go to for that. So I found what the writing I was doing was kind of pushing at those boundaries to kind of push creating the narratives for our community. And since then, it's just kind of been like an ongoing process.
Wow. And being here at a digital conference, what are some of the ways you use that platform?
Yeah, so right now I have a podcast. It's called Good Muslim, Bad Muslim. So we just started in January. It's a monthly podcast. And that's one of my primary digital media things right now. I don't know, it's been really interesting starting a podcast because we have to figure out, how do you do audio editing? Yeah. How do you get mics? How do you publish podcasts online? How do you get people to pay attention? How does social media play a role in this? And what are people going to listen to? So that's all been a really fantastic ride. So we've been doing that for the past 6 months.
Well, you actually did a panel about that. What are some of the most common questions that people had for you?
I think one of the questions that people always grapple with is everyone has a podcast idea, but no one wants to start it. Yeah. And what we were emphasizing in this podcast is podcasting is really democratizing how we get our stories out. So you don't have to have a lot of equipment. You can do it at home, in your bedroom, in your closet, with your computer. Just buy one of those cheap mics, and that's it. And so through this process, anyone can be a podcaster. So we're emphasizing to people, don't be hesitant. Just jump in and just do it.
Wow. So what advice do you have for other young journalists and writers out there who they have an idea, but they don't really know how to move forward?
Just experiment. Just try out, write blogs, do video, figure out what format you like. I think one of the things that I've been really grappling with as an artist was trying to figure out what is my medium. But as a activist artist, it's freeing to think that anything could be your medium. Right. So I see myself as a writer, but also as a podcaster, as a painter, as an interviewer, as a fiction narrative teller. So I think just don't limit yourself to confines and just kind of let yourself be free.
Right. Great advice. Where can we find your work?
Sure. You can find Good Muslim, Bad Muslim on your favorite podcast platform, goodmuslimbadmuslim.com. You can also follow my South Asian American music blog at mishtimusic.com. You can follow me on Twitter at TazzyStar.